Chidambaram is about you. What was the reason Chidambaram?
Mr.
Chidambaram is not in this kind of coterie as you were claiming.
We do not know what coterie he is or not coterie. He is very much part of the coterie. He and his son is very much thick and thin with Mr. Srinivasan like this. Mr. Srinivasan is very close to Mr. Chidambaram. Mr. Chidambaram is upset by the fact, and surely by the fact that I moved IPL to South Africa. At that time he was Home Minister. If you look at all the recordings and you see, he says Mr. Modi should not have moved it to South Africa, and he was very upset with me moving. Why is he defying us? And he took it as a personal insult. And Mr. Barkha Dutt, as I said, is like a slap on your face. And that is the one that they kept playing again and again and again, and got him very upset. And he said that how can he defy? We will make sure it will fail. And we still succeeded in South Africa. So that is the bone of contention he has from then. And then you talk about his alliance with Mr. Srinivasan. I will tell you now on record. A recording actually. In 2009, Mr. Srinivasan comes to me and says to me, we have a problem. What is the problem? Mr. Chidambaram is very upset that IMG is pulling out the Chennai Open tennis tournament and giving it to Malaysia. Can you persuade IMG to ensure that the Chennai tournament remains in Chennai and does not move to Malaysia? ATP tournament, tennis, to do with tennis. I call up IMG and I say, why are you moving this? This belongs to Mr. Chidambaram's son, Karthik. And you are just upsetting the finance minister at that time for no reason. He had become finance minister. Why are you upsetting him for no reason that you want to move it out of India? He says, Lalit, we have an offer of 18 crore rupees from Malaysia. India only wants to pay 8 crore rupees. So I go back and I inform Mr. Srinivasan that this is the situation, and they're right. So because if they're getting a higher value of ATP tournament, they should be right to move it. He said, no, lean on them and tell them forget taking the 18 crore rupees. They should just give it back at 8 crore rupees. Then we will make good that we are doing so much business with them on that. So I called up Mr. Andrew Wildblood and I lean on him. I said, Andrew, I'm already having enough issues moving IPL to South Africa at the same time. Around the same time, we're already having, the Home Minister is already having not finance minister, the Home Minister. His son wants to keep this. I don't want another headache on my head on this issue. Can you please help them and oblige them? And I'm sure that you will do good business in India going forward. Just write it off. How does it make a difference to you? He said, we are a company, we can't write it off. I said, please, then we are pressurizing you to write it off. And as we are a big client. Besides that, I tell Mr. Wildblood, you need to do it. He says, are you really pressurizing me? I said, yes, I am pressurizing you because I have pressure on me to pressurize you and I have no choice but to do it. So please do it. He said, okay, in good friendship, we will do it for you. And so they wrote it off and allowed Chennai Open to remain. So now if you talk about quid pro quo, this is the first time I'm going on air and talking about this issue.
Great.
And I'm saying quid pro quo. Mr. Chidambaram also, I want to ask the question, why did you and your son pressurize Mr. Srinivasan and us to give you Chennai Open and at the loss of $2 million, $2.5 million to IMG in those days and ate it up. They had to eat it up because of our pressure to them. Why don't you answer the question? Why did you have to pressurize us to do so? And you were doing that because you were the Home Minister at that time and you were using the stick of the Home Ministry to do that to us, and that is what you did. And that is why they're all interconnected. I never take sticks from anybody, and I very clearly then, and this is the pressure, and this is on record, that let him deny this. We'll produce a record for these also.